Hi guys, this is another video on transforming our economic system, and yeah, let's see why we need to transform it and how we can transform it. This is another video in the series of explaining why we need a big change, why we need a moneyless economic system, a non-monetary economic system. So the game is rigged. We need to build a new one. So we are playing a game we are designed to lose. Inequality isn't a bug, it's a feature of the system. This creates widespread frustration, fear, fueling a political climate where hate is sold as a solution. You know, when, yeah, there's income inequality, wealth inequality, and of course, there are different problems in the society today, like, yeah, finding jobs, because again, we need money, so yeah, to survive and stuff. So you're wondering about jobs, and then the political climate is blaming the immigration, and yeah, using our suffering to blame something else rather than blaming the system that is causing the suffering. Therefore, inequality all or other kinds of suffering uh, are features of this system, of this economic system. And yeah, a lot of politics uses these features, and they call it the failure is because of immigration, or they blame it on different things. Anyway, the price of admission is more than just our money. So I don't know. So this slide is a bit ambiguous to me. I mean, these slides I've created using a lot of deep audio recordings of mine, and I've given it to Notebook LM, and it has come up with these sites. And what I'm here saying is, I guess it's not just about putting food on your plate, the work that you do. It is, yeah, first of all, not even doing that properly, and secondly, it's also ruining the world that we live in with this monoculture crops, I assume. Let's roll with that. Some have found the courage to just quit the game. Okay, so there are a lot of people who are frustrated with the system, and a lot of their solutions are, let me get out of this grid. I don't want to do anything with the capitalistic structures, uh, and I'm gonna live on a land, grow my own food, build my own home, and stuff like this. I definitely respect those people who have the courage and the strength to just quit this game, the capitalistic economic game. But for most of us, the fear is real and rational. They say you're free to leave. What they mean is you're free to starve. So, if you don't like capitalism, if you don't like the monetary economic system, yeah, why don't you just go live in a jungle, or yeah, grow your own food? Yeah, no one's stopping you, but that's not so easy, isn't it? Is it? Is it? That's not so easy, is it? So they say you're free to leave, but what they're really saying is you're free to starve. I think I heard this somewhere also on a podcast. Someone said it first, it's not me. So, yeah, a lot of real fears, like there's no clear path, yeah, where you can go tomorrow, and yeah, they give you a land, piece of land to grow your own food, and if you fail at it, someone teaches you. There's no path like that. And of course, yeah, if you try something for some years, the career gaps and the resume gaps, which yeah will be questioned during job interviews, you lose your security, the family's future, who are dependent on you, and then this question of what if you fail. So these are real fears, and therefore hats off to people who actually go and do that. The thing on the right that you see, and yeah, it's really hard. And people who do that, I admire them, I respect them. But at the same time, that is not the solution for us all. So it's just not suitable for everybody to just leave everything and start something new. And even those people who start something new, I think they are a bit dependent on the other economic. They cannot live in isolation as a tribe. I think they do depend on maybe electricity or water or internet and all of these tools and technologies that are still embedded in the normal monetary economic system. So, what if we don't have to escape the game? What if we could build a new one from within? So, this is transformation. So, transformation is about building a new one from within. It's not about, abandoning the old ship and, yeah, building the new one. No, I think it's about, yeah, transforming the existing thing so that we all live in this new reality with letting go, with abandoning this thing and then running to this new thing. Only people with courage can do that. And yeah, only few people can do that. And slowly, yeah, I mean, their hope, of course, is a good intentioned hope that slowly as they build this new world, the it becomes easier for more and more people to jump on this side. But at the same time, I think we should also work on transforming the existing world from within so that everybody lives in this new world. We don't need to jump around. So, yeah, it starts slow. As you can see, this image is perfect. We need to find that small little crack and slowly start our humble beginnings, and this will grow into a huge tree and break the concrete up and then give rise to new saplings and the new trees, and yeah, we can shake up the whole system, from within. Our first move, the zero profit grocery store. It will be a community powered, profit free, self sustaining store. It's not a charity, not for profit either. It's a new model. It's called a zero profit model. And yeah, and since I want it only to be focused on the food sector, therefore, the first thing we begin with is the zero profit grocery store. We create a positive feedback loop for a new economy. Let's see what happens if we start this zero profit grocery store. So, we can begin at any point of the cycle because it's a cycle. So, customers buy groceries at competitive prices. We will not try to make a profit, so the prices would be, priced such that we don't try to get a positive profit. I mean, if we get some positive profit because these are prices and we are just forecasting the prices so that we make minimum profit, but of course we try to be slightly on the positive side because yeah, profit is better than making continuous losses. And of course zero is the target. Doesn't mean we aim at negative and ask people for us to sustain and then it becomes a charity. So of course we aim at zero, but if we make any positive profit, we return them to customers, and maybe we spark a curiosity. A small percentage of customers ask why are you even returning the profit? And then maybe they ask the volunteers or they ask the staff or they go to the website and they check. And and also you can understand there's a lot of videos, the Dieselgate of Volkswagen, the Monsanto pesticides related scams, and the Teflon related, PFAS related things, and the pharmaceutical industry related scams, the social media algorithmic related scams, the data selling, private data selling, and all of these things all are related to profit making because someone wanted to make huge amounts of money, or it's also sometimes the obligation of these companies to make money for the shareholders because they are putting pressure. They have invested in these companies, and I think nowadays everybody understands this. Whenever there is a strong profit motive, the service degrades. Whatever you're offering, you're saying that a business exists to offer something, and whenever there's a profit motive, there's a hidden agenda. So they don't really offer that thing. You're attention, at least for social media algorithms, platforms, your attention is everything. You are the product. And yeah, so when profit enters the game, it doesn't stay genuine, there's definitely something else happening there. You need to be fishy whenever there's profit, and therefore more people might trust this zero profit grocery store. Okay, that's why you do it. You don't want to be making profit because, yeah, you see that this is the cause of ruin in the world for every sector in which profit enters. And some of them might become volunteers. you know they try to help you out, yeah, in the store. uh, so yeah, every non-profit uh, can have volunteers. So there will of course be paid employees, and there will of course be volunteers. And because there will be volunteers who will be willing to offer their services for us because they want to for free, it will lower the costs. And then volunteers help reduce the operating costs, and then lower prices attract more customers, and the cycle strengthens. So the price is lower, and then again more. You see, the more people start to buy because your prices are competitive, and then maybe you make a profit, and then you give it back, and then some more people get curious. So it's a nice positive feedback loop, this zero profit grocery store. But where is this all heading to? Okay, yeah, okay, cool. More people are volunteering, and even maybe some of these people who are curious, they are, because they cannot volunteer, but they really like your idea. They donate to you so that you can start a new store. Because the only way we expand when we do not make profits is through donations. So maybe they donate and you expand into a new store, and there another feedback loop starts in this new store, which is in a new community. And so you can envision that these stores will grow because of their genuineness and their sincerity or honesty, or because the way they build trust. So so where is this all going to build a new economy, and how? So imagine a simple bag of rice reveals the difference between the two worlds. Okay, let's say. So, yeah, let's say tomorrow there is scarcity of rice in the world. Somehow, there's scarcity of rice because maybe it didn't rain properly, climate change. And then, what would happen in a typical grocery store? The prices maybe go up, because there's so much scarcity. It says, oh, there's so little supply of rice, but there's so much demand, so we price it higher. That's how prices work, right? If the supply is so low and demand is high, of course the prices will go up. And what does it mean? What does it mean to a common, what message is it sending in the economy? Or it's saying that, hey, if you're rich, you can have this rice. So yeah, you can afford it and have it. If you're poor, yeah, why don't you suffer? Maybe don't eat rice for today. So that's the message, basically. But what would we do, let's say? And this is not some fantasy tale because, yeah, you have seen it happen in COVID. Governments had to tell stores not to raise prices, but to limit the consumption of people somehow. That's a different dictatorship kind of way. But what I'm saying is a suggestion. The prices, we would not, of course, it will go up. It wouldn't be the same price here as shown, because of course the supply chains are not all zero profit. So all the supply chains, everybody marks up their price because they see a shortage of supply of rice in the market. So maybe it would be like 6 here. Okay, it's the AI has exaggerated it. Yeah, maybe it would be like $6 or $7 here. And then we would say, please take uh, not what you need, but please take, yeah, exactly, like maybe 1 kilo per person. It's a suggestion. But if you, yeah, maybe eat a lot of rice, you can take more, of course. But this is a board that is asking you to please think about others, because we are not in the game of making profits. A for profit retail store, it's known, if you can check the reports, that whenever there is this issue in the market of demand and supply, they try to profiteer from it. They try to rise the prices and they never go back. They don't pass on the savings, and they don't, uh, yeah, they take advantage of these situations to profit more from the customers. And since a zero profit store is not interested in actually making any profits, so there is no incentive to rise prices so much, uh, because we don't see it as an opportunity to make huge profits. So it will still be lower, but it will make a request to people to please take like 1 kilo per person, or 2 kilos per person, or one bag of rice per person. It's just a request. And you will see how this changes the system also. But yeah, it will be by request. This is how we systematically weaken. This is how we systematically weaken the power of money over our survival. So you will see. Uh, I don't know how to explain this in a better way. When this kind of distribution happens, do you think, yeah, of course, if people panic, yeah, they will, yeah, hoard a lot of rice in this situation, and there'll be nothing left in the stores. But at least I hope you can see that it is not distributing purely to the richest people. Of course, we are still in the system, but we are in a transitionary mode. So remember that. Of course, here it's, let's say, 12.99, here it would be 6.99. So we are not distributing purely by wealth. We are distributing not, at least not purely by wealth. That is first improvement from this idea. And secondly, we are making a request, please take 1 kilo, one bag of rice per person, or two bags. It's not a dictatorship what do you say, communist kind of thing here. It's just a request. And if people don't panic, uh, and yeah, and then everybody can afford, yes, everybody who can afford 6.99 dollars will get it. But in the older, in the for profit traditional thing, if you cannot afford to pay 12.99, you should, yeah, let go of having rice. That's what the system is telling you. At least in this, you get a chance at having rice. Yes, we want it to improve further, but this is just the transitionary path. We are getting there slowly, and you will see how we'll get there fully. So we need to extend this thought experiment. And here also, let's say all the rice, yeah, I don't know. Let's say a rich person walks into a zero profit store and he says, "Hey, I give you 1,000 euros. Give me the last rice bag left." What would the zero profit store say? I don't think they would agree, because we don't care about profit. You give us 1,000 euros, we give you the profit we made from you back. That's the way the store functions. So it doesn't care. But maybe in the for-profit store, there would be, they care for profits, and maybe, yeah, that's how the distribution happens, maybe for the last remaining resource. So there are some key important differences, and I think this gives you a glimpse of where it is going, and it is not the final version what we're aiming for. The final version we are aiming for is the prices disappear completely. 6.99, no, it is almost zero, because we want to expand into the supply chain. And imagine the supply chains are also not doing the markups. And yeah, back till the farm, somehow we make it all zero profit by expanding through our donations. You can imagine that the price will be too low. So we are actually making much progress on not distributing by wealth, and we are making higher progress on distributing by request. Hey, take what you need, and maybe take like, yeah, one or two. And these numbers, take one or two, the suggestions become the new tags. So these suggestion tags will be a kind of a new economic world that we live in, economic system that we live in, where there are these suggestion tags. So this is my prediction of what a new economic system could be, but we don't know yet and on how it will unfold exactly. But it's really good to just stick to the simple ideas that we draw from meditation practice of vipassana, of letting go of craving, and it usually leads to a nice future which will unfold as we do it. It's more about the journey than the destination, and the journey is about at least removing profit out of our food sector, at least, just remove the urge to make profit from our food sector, and we'll all be better for it. As you can see, at least the distribution improves, you know of food, and this is the basic thing humans need: food, you know and it's good to take that out. Okay, when we are free from the fear of survival, we can truly begin to live. Nature is cruel, we don't have to be. So nature is cruel, we don't have to be. This is a famous quote by Temple Grandin. And yeah, a lot of people justify the current economic system, justifying competition, that, oh, that's how nature works. That's how all species work in the nature. It doesn't mean we have to be like that. We don't have to design our economic system in that way, that, oh, everybody has to do something to get something. Uh, you need to slave away. I don't know. But yeah, let's see. It's a 100-year journey. It begins with a simple store, simple store. So yeah, yeah, it's really hard for me to compress all the ideas into a small video and try to predict the unfoldings of this simple store, how it expands. But this is just my attempt to put out a lot of things I have in my head. Of course, I cannot put out everything out. It's hard for me to explain, but I am trying to do everything uh, in different videos. So yeah, so this video was mostly about, yeah, that we need to build something from within this existing system to create this new system, rather than jumping out, going out of the grid and building our own new communities, which is also needed, definitely. But if you cannot do it, don't lose hope. We can build it within the existing system. So this was the whole kind of message of this video. uh, yeah, then I think in the other videos I will go into, you can find on this channel other videos where I really go into why a zero profit store is the practical first step towards this revolutionary transformation of the economic system that we need. From a monetary economic system to a non-monetary economic system, I believe a zero profit store is the beginning. Yeah, thank you for listening to me, and see you later.